today we have a survey exhibition of Charles Blackman work from 1950 to 2000. I am very fortunate and grateful to Blackman Trust to be able to show this exhibition. We have about 40 works and they are for public viewing and acquisition. Charles Blackman belongs to Antipodean. He's from the generation of Arthur Boyd, John Percival, one of the most famous living Australian painter. We had Walter Granick from Victoria, who is a historian and curator and consultant to Charles Blackman, especially coming to Kangaroo Valley to officially open this exhibition, which we are very grateful to.
Well, he's a Sydney artist, born in 1928, raised in Sydney, worked for the Sydney newspapers where he got his graphic skills. He travelled to Melbourne where he met up with significant contemporary artists, and it was there that he began his career, significant paintings to do with schoolgirls and children. He brought to the art world a particular mystique and poetry where he was able to reveal emotion through image, and this sort of established him amongst his peers. And by 1956 he had painted a series of Alice in Wonderland, which is an international story, and his symbols were taken up very strongly by the art world, his peers, by collectors. He became international in 1960 when he won the Helena Rubinstein Travelling Fellowship, where he travelled to London with his family, and it was there that he had significant exhibitions in London and in Australia, always sell-out shows in the early 60s. His work is highly sought after and has been ever since. I suppose in one essence he's a very humble man, and in another aspect you would say that his work speaks to all denominations, to all types of people. It has a childlike innocence, yet it encompasses passion and poetry, emotion, and it sort of screams for love. And I think that Blackman has always sought that. I think this is a very special area. It's very picturesque. The setting is very conducive to showing works of this in like a large series of 5 decades of his work, and it sits very comfortably within this beautiful setting. So I think it appeals to anybody who walks in. Anyone who walks in the door cannot be but captivated by the sort of essence of Blackman. He has a key role in the development of 20th century art in Australia, in that it's pivotal that he is a unique painter of figurative expressionism in Australia, in that he developed the figure in such a way, in a graphic way, where he explored that duality of existence. That Blackman could enter into a dream state and produce significant imagery through shape and form to what we understand as a Blackman painting. It is the essence of his being, and he was able to transform that through figurative work. So I think that is a landmark achievement in Australian art, the 20th century, and the 21st century in particular. It occurred in London in the early 60s in the Matheson Gallery, and Brian Robinson, and there was a big push for this unique flavour of art which transcended upon England and the continent, and it was the Australian artists, and it was Blackman with the entire group, Percival, and writers and poets became very fashionable, and Blackman was taken up, and Kenneth Clark saw, the great historian, saw great worth in Blackman. And it was then Blackman became aware of European art, where he travelled to all the galleries throughout Italy and France. In Paris alone, a museum, famous museum there, purchased one of his Alice paintings in the early 60s. And the Tate Gallery and so on were very interested in Blackman. Of course, Whiteley was there, the young Whiteley was there as well. And this sort of transcendence of our young moderns sort of parameters were set with Drysdale probably 10 years earlier. So the scene was set and Blackman was there at the right time, and he was taken up with great response.